Hey everybody, Doug's open mic here. Hey, look behind me in the windows. There's actually some daylight seeping through. That's because we're pre-recording this a couple hours early. So it's true. Sometimes I'm around in the daytime. Anyways, today we have Gene Parise is back because we got some new news on him, which we're going to talk about. Plus, we're going to reminisce about the Wheelhouse days, which were very super cool and perks. Mr. Gene, are you there?
How you doing, Doug?
Hi. How are you?
Doing good.
Doing good. Doing
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Enjoying the isolation day after day.
yeah, we're right in the middle of this whole COVID thing, but
Yeah.
it's just in case somebody's looking at this in the future sometime.
I get to spend more time doing music too. So
You know, some of the people we've talked to, I mean, there has been some good that has come out of this.
Mhm.
Not much.
Yeah.
And but there has been some good that's come out of it. But so back in the so when was we? Give me a date when Wheelhouse was at Perks. About
I I moved to downtown Westerly, right in the center of town. Got a second floor, wonderful apartment. That was I'm guessing now 2009, possibly
yeah,
2008, 2009.
yeah.
And as I was downtown, I started to go out to listen to music more, like the Knickerbocker. And I don't know how I stumbled into Perks, but I discovered it. It was the old Perks location, which is adjacent to the malt at Barley. Very, very small. You recall it, right?
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
And
well, fun times. Fun
yeah,
times.
one night I was listening to music, and the early performers there that I was seeing were Dave Moretti,
Yep.
Mark Barato, who were real staples at Perks, and Mark is still a preeminent songwriter in this region. And I was playing one night with Joey Negrelli and Zach from Frets.
Yep.
They asked me to sit in, and this young woman walks by me and gives a smile and comes back and hits me on the shoulder and says, "You're a funny guy, you know that?" I don't even know who it is. So we get done, and then I talk to her, and it's Amy. I meet Amy who had moved here. Originally, she's from Alabama. And she was just coming down to listen to music, and we got to know each other just as friends. And I think it was a few weeks later, she sat in and sang a song with Dave Moretti, and blew the room away.
Oh, he is something.
I had no idea, because what was fascinating about it was she never let on about her being an accomplished musician. Very downplayed it very much, which is part of her nature, to be kind of shy in a funny kind of way. And then one night she said, "We can do this." And I go, "What's this?" And she circled her hand like a pencil on the bar. She says, "Get some songs and maybe, play them, and, we could actually play like a duo." I never had done that in my life. I never thought of it. And we struck a friendship, and it became very natural. We worked on some songs, and Brian, the owner of Perks, actually allowed us to practice in the back at a back couch on a slow night on a Wednesdays. And we started having people gathering to listen to us. And that's when it began. And we named it Wheelhouse because she was practicing a song with me, and we got done. We found the right key, and I said, "Boy, Amy, that song was right in your wheelhouse." And she goes, "There's the name." It's a sweet spot when you hit something,
Yep,
just
absolutely.
right. And we started to play there, and we played every Tuesday and magnetized more and more people, and it became quite a thing every week, Wheelhouse Tuesdays.
Yep.
And from there, I met Carl Franklin. He strolled in one night from New London with his guitar. He sat in with us, and he started coming every week, and we became a regular trio. And then beyond that, we added a percussionist, and then it became a full band. And
Who'd you have for percussion back those days?
Well, the late Art Falcone, who died
Oh.
tragically a few years ago. A tree fell on his car in a thunderstorm. Yeah, it was
Killed him for tree fell him?
Yes, it was really, really heartbreaking. Art was beloved by myself and all the musicians in the region. Yeah, very freak accident, but Art was our percussionist. We had people sit in at times when he was not available. Paul Marcel,
Yeah.
great drummer, yeah. And some drummers that Carl knew from New London, yeah.
So Kyle is the only person I know so far, and hopefully that stays that way. Did you know he actually got COVID?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no problems with it. But he was one of the little lucky ones. But he's like, oh my.
Right. So we played for a good 5 or 6 years. We kind of outgrew the Tuesdays at Perks because Perks moved and went to their current location and started having music every night. So we did gigs there that were like a Friday or Saturday night. And then, as with all things, people's lives change. She got busier. She got discovered by other musicians, and she now performs in Green Tea.
Yep.
For a while, she was also doing Sunday Gravy and the band Hope Road. I mean, everybody would love to have her sing with them.
Oh.
So, over the past 5 years, we got back and we did it acoustically. Just me on acoustic guitar and both of us singing, and Ken Sirio on percussion, and occasionally Dan Corbett on bass as a foursome. And that was really fun, yeah. That ended maybe about 2 years ago, yeah, because she's just too busy, yep.
All right, so Gene was kind enough to send us a short little video. So Ben,
That's
how about rolling?
Without Dan, it's with Ken on percussion, and it's a Bob Dylan song, "Don't Think Twice." Yeah, at Perks and Corks. Yeah,
here we go.
Look out no window and I'll be gone. You're the reason I'm traveling on. Don't think twice, it's alright. There ain't no use turning on your light. It's a light I'll never know. Well, there ain't no use turning on your light, babe. I'm on the dark side of the road, and I wish there was something you would do or say, make me want to change my mind and stay. We never did too much talking anyway, but don't think twice, it's alright.
Never done before. Oh, there ain't no use in calling out my name now, 'cause I can't hear you anymore. Well, you know I'm thinking woman walking down the road. Yeah, I once love a woman, a child I am told. Oh, deep in my heart, my soul. So don't think twice, it's alright.
And I'm walking down that long, lonesome road where I'm bound. I can't tell, but it's too late. So I'm saying that I ain't saying you treated me unkind. then that's alright. You just waste my time. Don't think twice, it's alright. Yeah, you waste my time, but don't think twice, it's alright.
My favorite
Fun time.
Bob Dylan song. I love the lyrics too.
Is it really? Yeah. I cover it myself when I play solo. Yeah. And I don't want to be remiss, and I should let you know that after Wheelhouse, which I was still doing, I currently play in 2 trios, as you know. One is Kozmik Cats, which comes from my name, Kozmik Riffs, my Facebook page name. And that's myself with Ken, still the same percussionist, and Kyle Rathbun on guitar and vocals. And we do a mix of all generations of music from 60s up to current stuff that Kyle covers. And then the other one, which is really rewarding, is with John Speziale. It's called Men with Guitars. And that's cool because that's the first ensemble I've been in where I get to do original music, which is John's original songwriting.
Yeah, which is very good stuff.
Yeah. And so that John is a tremendous songwriter. Yep. So currently, once this COVID thing ends, that's where I perform. I perform solo, and then occasionally with Amy, once in a while, a one-off. But then also, I was playing monthly with Kozmik Cats and with Men with Guitars. Yeah.
Cool beans.
Yeah. And then also, I managed the music at Perks and ran the open mic there on Monday nights too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which we've mentioned a couple times. We had Brian on last week.
Right. Yeah.
Open mic quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Very crucial thing for Westerly music scene about getting people from the couch to the stage, as I like to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're about halfway done. So we got to go on to the original song. So you just started writing original songs like you kind of never did before, right?
For the first time in my life, I only started a couple of years ago, and it was just on a whim. I was sitting at my desk, and I went, I'm going to try this. Because I've done writing and I've done poetry, so it's very funny because I can write verse, and I can write well. I can also pick up my guitar and I can create a song and strum chords, and people will say, what song is that? And I'm just fooling around. I never figured out or never tried how do you mesh the two, because those are the two big things in songwriting, the story and the lyrics, and you always should have a story, and then the music part, and the emotion of the music and the tempo and the chords go hand in hand with how the verses are written. And I just completed a course through Berkeley College while I'm home isolating on songwriting. And the instructor is highly, highly regarded. I was so lucky to get into this course. His name is Pat Pattison. And just a few months before this, Mark Barato had recommended getting his book because he said he's a preeminent guy on songwriting. And that was no cruising course where it was kind of easy and you got some tips. It was intense. I never realized what could be involved in songwriting. Yeah. It
wasn't like, even though while you're doing it at the time is kind of stressful, maybe you don't like it, there's nothing better to learn thing than some teacher that really pushes you hard.
Yeah. So the other thing with the songwriting is, while I've been home, I've also started to learn a little bit of home recording. And I have a program, which is an online recording program called Soundtrap. And I've got a microphone and a little direct box. I got a little tiny Roland solid state amp that I mic for the electric guitar. So the electric guitar parts you hear if we play that song are done on that little tiny amp with a microphone. and a very simple setup. And I've taken all my originals and recorded them. I do all the parts. I sing the vocal, I stack the harmonies myself and play the 2 guitars. All it's missing is a bass. And of course, the drum is a loop that I pick in the program. Yeah. So,
yeah. So little known fact that us musicians know, but a lot of people don't know about. When Gene says he's miking his amp, a lot of big groups, like Kiss is a perfect example, right? If you go to their show, they get this gigantic backdrop, and it looks like they have like 100 amplifiers with all the little red lights on. All those amplifiers are just empty boxes with the red light.
Definitely.
Behind the stage, the electric guy is going to one amplifier backstage with a mic on it, which is the way to do it, because then they just send it to the soundboard and they can mix it and everything. But it's all a big hoax. They don't have 50 amplifiers.
It's funny. This amplifier I'm using is a $100 amplifier from Roland. It's this big. It's called Microcube, and it's unbelievable. In doing the songs I'm recording, the sounds that I'm getting, and from clean to fully saturated, it's kind of cool. It's so easy too. I keep it set up right here. Yeah. So.
All right, Ben. Hey, let's listen to the song. Well, before we start, give us the background of the song, what it's about, etc.
Oh boy. Well, I have to confess, the song is autobiographical. When I moved to downtown Westerly, it began while I was discovering the music. I was also at a low point in my life. I was going through a divorce. I kind of lost everything, lost my house, lost everything. Got an apartment. But in those years leading up to moving, with depression and struggle with the marriage, I'd come home late every night. I'd avoid coming home, and the kids were in bed sleeping. My wife was sleeping, and it was a closet in the kitchen, and and the cold tile floor in the closet in the corner, we kept wine, and I started to develop a drinking problem. And I had a drinking problem, not officially, not going for help, but I was aware of it, and it lasted probably 7 or 8 years, which I've gotten through. I've gotten through depression and really turned the corner. But it's about me coming home and how I just keep everything dark and quiet, and I would mix powerful rum cokes to numb myself. And it's a story of me, that guy, doing that. You could put any character into it. And that's it. That's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you, and I'm so naive about these things. People, I never know when people are going through troubles and all sorts of stuff. I never notice it.
Well, you wouldn't have noticed it, because when I was out listening to music and playing music, I was always, as they say, buzzed. I would have a drink, but I was in good spirits. That was my, that's when I would feel my best. I would be amongst some friends and fans, and just the energy of playing, it's the other times when you're not with anybody and you're alone and you're thinking about your life and, what kind of trouble you're in. So that's why you never saw it. So, I
mean, so I listen to the song. I got to tell you, it kind of creeps me out a little bit. And which is funny, because I love dark songs. I love dark songs, and they're a huge part of my repertoire, especially people killing people. I got a million people killing people songs.
Yeah.
But your song just kind of creeped me out. And I started thinking about it. I said, you know what? I think it's more or less the tempo of it a little bit. The dark songs that I like are kind of the bluegrassy ones, which the classic bluegrass,
right?
The dark song is a dark story with an upbeat tempo, with happy, cool, So,
and the song, I'm sorry, the song is titled "The Grip," because in the chorus it talks about the man or the character in the story, or based on myself, would reach into this dark closet, okay, it's late at night, and be able to feel the difference from a bottle of rum and a bottle of wine. You know, I was so accustomed to it, you know what I'm saying? And you could tell the difference. I could be in the pitch dark and drink it. You know, I knew what was the right bottle. And I just found that, boy, you know, you got a problem, you know what I mean? When you can do that, it's just to see it, you know? So that's
all right, Mr. Ben, how about, what could I give this song a little listen, if you would?
Okay, go ahead.
Door opens softly, not a trace of sound. The locks are all turned down. In the dark, he looks around. That closet calls again. It's on every single lonely night. He turns the knob deftly, dim of the late light. Oh yeah. Plucks his ice with cunning, so that not a sound is heard. The young one sleeping deeply, hearing not a word. The potions fill up high, fizz, it fills down low. He takes it all down again, too easily it goes. Oh yeah. The mittens, the coats, the brooms reaching low to that cold corner floor. In the darkness, he surely knows. The trembling hand, can tell by the grip, the wine from the rum, without even a sip, even a sip. Touch is cold, the heart feels the same. The hollow rush of spirits flowing down to his veins. As a cat wonders now, she just might be to blame. As a heart wonders now, can redemption heal the shame? Yeah. Take another round, sink into the dim, stare into the void as the world still spins and spins. Hang on, stay up, fighting falling away. As the clock ticks down, the empty dawning of another day. Oh yeah. The bitters, the coats, the brooms reaching low to that cold corner floor. In the darkness, he surely knows. The trembling hand held by the grip, the wine from the rum, without even a sip, even a sip.
Good stuff. Kind of creepy. Kind of creepy.
Yeah, it's, Susan, my friend, heard it and said it had a mystique to it. And she said, I wonder what people will think if you don't tell them the story, you know, who it would be and what it is. Yeah.
I especially like the line about the ice cubes.
Oh, pick the ice with
Yeah,
cunning. I think the line in there is the cat. We had two cats, and I say, as the cat wonders now if the cat was to blame for what's going on. So, but the only thing it's funny with the home recording, it's once you start doing this, you start wondering. You go, geez, you know, if I had a violin or a keyboard, you know, I can hear in my head other parts to make it a more complete song. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a little bitty keyboard is not too expensive, but you know,
I don't know how to play keyboard. I never learned it. Yeah.
You know what? I think it could be really good to kind of. I got one just at some. It's kind of nice if you're trying to figure out like a little bit of a melody, kind of that visual looking at the fingers and how it's all, you know, the white keys and the black keys. That like I found that helpful sometimes. Is like, you know, kind of figure it out. It's like, oh, okay, I get it now. It's an E, A, B, G. You know, it's like whatever.
Right.
So, all right, Mr. Gene.
Okay.
We're running out of time, so thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Doug.
Very cool, and things will be getting back to normal soon. We hope.
Yeah, we hope.
Mr. Ben, you got any insightful comments to throw in? Sometimes he does. Sometimes he just hangs in the back.
It's Ben.
No, I'm good. Hey, Gene.
Hey.
All right.
All right.
So DUG signing off. Thanks for everybody for coming by.
Good to see you online.
Uh,
Okay. Good. Bye-bye.
bye-bye.